Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my job shop. Welcome to my channel. My name is Keith and I'm your host. We're set up in here for scanning. That's what we're going to be doing today, is scanning the two handles that we did the braze repair. Now that Pearl is out of this area, we're kind of set up here so that we can do some scanning, and we're going to be doing a lot of other things in this area as well, but at least I'm able to leave the scanner set up, and then I can come and play with it. Play is my way of saying educate myself on how to use this thing. So anyhow, we have already got a scan on the small handle, the one that's up by the headstock. And let me bring you into the screen. Oh, by the way, this is Luray Caverns, Virginia. And Lisa's walking ahead of me into the caverns there, and I got a shot of her. One of my favorite screen shaving places. We love to travel around and go visit places like this, and this just happens to be my screensaver. All right, this is the scan that I have completed on this small handle. And this is the raw scan. From here, I'll be able to put the dongle. That's what they call it. And it has the seat license, basically, to open up all the other capabilities in this software. And that will be the next stage of learning. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up, because I want to carry you through, at least so that you know how I'm progressing on this project. And we're going to get in, because after we get this, we get something that we can put into the Fusion 360, which we got to take this scan, create planes, bore sizes, and some references to an XYZ axis, and then we can and bridge, make sure that it's what they call watertight, meaning you have the entire shell on here. And I'll show you as we go how I get to that scan. All right, we moved you in here, and I'm going to unscrew this. And actually, I can pull this out of here and unscrew it this way. I drilled and tapped a spot in both of these handles at the bottom so I could stand them up on this. This is my wall positioner. And this is just a flat aluminum plate that I had in there from a part that I cut out a long time ago. This was the drop out of the center. And this is a piece of 5/8. Multiple things that I locate on this wall positioner. I use a 5/8 bore to actually lock it and locate it. On these is where we put our little positioning targets. Now I have a box of them here, and we're gonna set up the tall handle on here, and we're gonna lay out some positioning targets on it, and then we're gonna go ahead and go through the scan on this large handle. Okay. You notice that these are actually sprayed gray with just automotive primers. What we chose. It dries fast, and it's uniform, and it kind of covers up. The chrome type finish on the ball reflects, and it makes it very, very hard. We learned right away that scanning and coming down to cylindrical small items, especially when you turn this thing to where you're like viewing this straight on, it's a little bit more difficult. It just takes more time. The more targets you have on something to where it can relate to the object or the shape, the quicker the scan goes. And we did try just laying our parts with the little turtle targets, turtle targets. There we go. You know, around it. But just the gap from how much is sitting up here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get them scanned 100% minus, of course, you have to touch up your targets. That's part of it. And then cut off the stem because you saw the little nub sticking out on the other one example, and we'll be going through there and we'll show you how we actually take and cut that off of there and get to the point of the scan that we have right here. That's basically what we're going to show you today, is how we're going to initiate this scan, complete, be satisfied with the scan, and then have both handles in the raw state ready to go to the next step of our process. All right, well, we can put these away. I think we have more than enough. I actually added a few more. It was a little bit of a challenge to get, because you got to read the target. You got a target. I had none on here, so you had to come up here real slow, and then when you had to jump almost to the next target to get the ball up here. And it took a while because it reads shape, texture, and targets. We've got a new scan going on here. So there's scan. We're going to click this texture because I want to come over here in this area, and we're going to just quickly adjust a couple of these settings here, and we're going to autofill holes about 15% there, and isolated patches about 15 there as well. Just a basic, just a simple. And I tried this because I watched a few other videos out there, and I watched a guy actually scan something, take it through the process, and then put it into the printer within 25 minutes. Okay, he didn't do any details on it, and he actually did a double scan and meshed it together. So we've got a long way to get to that point, but we're slowly getting there. Okay, we're going to apply that. Now I think we're just going to be able to hit scan here. Should have the scan. Now, all right, it's reading it right away. Oh, let me go ahead and take this window out here a little bit, and that one there. Because the part does move around a little bit. You go side to side a little bit, you can see it shifting. You see the targets coming about, and I'm going to move up. Now the green bar to the side is actually showing you optimum position, and it's a little bit of an area. It takes a while to go ahead and scan. I can hit my foot pedal and actually make the thing spin around here. And I can hold my distance in and out if I'm paying attention to everything. All right, and we see another scan, another target there that's coming up. You want to start it over, you come back a little bit to where you were, and you can work from there. You really do have to pay attention to your in and out and your angle. You're coming on up a little bit. Now, another thing that's really kind of nice about this is I can hold this. I'm going to screw that in tight enough. There we go. And it will read those targets as soon as I get it in the right realm. See, now I can go ahead No matter if you got it mounted on something or in your hand, you still gotta maintain. Like, it handles pretty heavy for that quarter 20 rod to keep from unscrewing there, but we're gonna. There we go. Trying to get around the end of the ball here. You're working a triangulation between the three sensors, the two flashers and the sensor. All right, we're gonna work a little bit on the bottom here. I see a hollow up at the top of the ball there. Okay, we took care of that. All right, we got a little bit off of that end of that piece there. You can see part of my thumb there. That's pretty. Whoop, that's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at our preview here and see what we got. We hit preview. All right, it kind of locks it in there. We're going to rotate this around. Okay, we can see a little hollow in the bore there. And we see a little hollow on the top of the knob. And you can see a hollow inside the bore. We'll have to address that a little bit more. And a hollow inside another, inside there. All right, so we're going to start working on those areas there so we can resume the scan. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to try to get into that bore a little bit better. All right, I'm going to try to come up on the top now and There we go. See, when it gets skinnier, sometimes you got to get in a little closer than it actually said. You're supposed to be like 14 inches away, 15 inches away. But when it comes to those skinny areas, okay, take another look at it. Okay, a little bit on the front side, I got to get a picture in there. And that bore. Okay, we didn't really concentrate on that. I just scanned my hand on there, okay? So I'm going to say delete the frame. And I'm going to push on that frame there. And okay. Okay, I should have that bore inside. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that bore inside looks pretty good. That's where the hole is. Same thing there. Okay, top of the ball is done good. Still a little bit in the hollow inside the board, but that's going to be pretty hard to get all the way through that. I think we have a pretty good scan here. And now I want to go ahead and pick and choose. I'm going to start a selection. Okay, so all I got to do is hit circle. All right. Oh, I'm going to take rid of that there. That'll get rid of my hand that I scanned. Let's see this other tool here. Isolated patches. Boom. Okay, this is our preview now. Pretty cleaned up. All right, that's our first attempt right there. We're going to save that. Okay, they updated scan. There we go. I like that. Okay, now we're going to save it. All right, save it as carriage handle. There we are. Now you can see in there, you can see a little bit of the textures and things like that. You can see the two set screws that used to go in on the face to hold that square lock in there. That's a little remnants of where the threaded spot goes in there. And that's actually That hole right there is a dimple hole where the other collar was that went around that. Okay, the top of the ball looks good. All right, so that kind of shows you how I'm able to get a scan. And of course, when you're totally, when you're trying to focus on. All right, that's about as real as it gets. Trying to do the video and trying to concentrate and getting the feel of the machine here. It's a learning curve to go through, but I'm quite impressed that I'm actually able to grab that shape and create it on the screen. And now I'm going to be breaking out the dongle. I'll probably do another one and save, so I have two files saved on it, because somehow as I move along I always create a mistake of some kind, and or just come back to zero. But at least backing up what you learned to go forward. That's what life's about anyway, right? Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoyed this, and this project is moving along, and we have a few other things that are going on here in the shop, so we just wanted to keep it as short little video, letting you know and showing you how we're getting it done. Till next time, get her done.